Hello and welcome back, everybody. I hope that you have been keeping your gun clean and ready because we are back and it is time to get back into class at the Null Gunnery School. In fact, we are getting closer to class beginning because we have our Tier 4 settlement going up. We need to get all the way to Tier 5. We do have the Nemesis crown here, which I've never messed with before. We have it on Carl. It says next level, battles to level up, turns to fight. So I guess if we do a certain number of battles, we get the opportunity to level it up, where it would probably make him stronger and provide more benefits, but also there's going to be some downsides, like everybody's going to start hating us, and the upkeep of our army goes up. So interesting. Again, never really gotten to mess with the crown, but an interesting little mechanic that got plopped into the game, I believe. Did you have to buy the DLC to get the crown, or was it free? I don't remember. You'll have to remind me, because it wasn't something that I really had a chance to cover in a whole lot of detail whenever it first came out. So we are training an army with Volkmar. It's going to be a far more mobile one. We're going to have a little fun with it. Some steam tank. I kind of think we need some war wagon mortars when we get the chance. I think that would be a lot more fun. We need to build some different stuff there. We can actually pop over to Altdorf for a little bit of recruiting as well. For other units that are needed. In fact, are we doing these? I should have just popped over to Altdorf to do those knights. Anyway, that was really dumb. I think it was time for me to end a turn. Let's go ahead and do that. And we'll just kind of remind ourselves where we're at here. So I'm going to send some troops into the Chaos Waste. I'm bringing Carl back to refit his army to be more gun appropriate, because it was totally lacking in firepower. Some of you want to see some knights in his army, including the Altdorf Griffites, which I think it's a pretty good idea. So we'll send the Altdorf Griffites over there. We'll kind of splice a few knight units into Carl's army for some fun there as well. Plus, you know, I think the new Knights of the Black Rose unit is an interesting one. Should be a fun one to use, especially in certain campaign niches. Let's see here. Belagar wants us to join a war. Not right now, friend. But yeah, we're going to, I think, go into the Chaos Waste, and we're going to help Malachi and the others start to clear it out. And it's the obvious place to go, because I think that we've kind of gotten a pretty solid order tied everywhere else. So we're going to make it back to Altdorf. One turn before we pick up our knights there on the recruiting. We are making big money, and big money is welcome here. Let's get back into Wrecker's Point. And Wrecker's Point will be a better point for us to use the global recruitment. We get a reduction in recruitment time from Wrecker's Point. So that's always a good thing. I want to grab cannons for sure. We're going to need some cannons. I don't think we dare go into the Chaos Waste without them. In fact, I'm thinking about picking up 3 of them. We need to take the Altdorf. I don't have a good way to get the Altdorf Griffites. I'd have to walk Carl all the way back up there. I guess I could just disband them, and then by the time I get all my armies recruited, they'll be available. So that leaves me 3 open spots. I do think I want another cannon. I mean, cannons are just brutally effective. Brutally effective. Yeah, let's do the cannon. And I got to think about the other units. Plus, it's going to be a little bit before we finish some of the other stuff. Let's go to our next lord. So Boris was headed out to Albion. And we're going to make a stop here at the Remnants of Battle. See if we can pick up anything interesting. I'm just going to keep going with Perform Better in Battle. All right, so we got the Ensorcelled Blades. We may have had some other things going on for his army as well. I don't remember. Would it show that increased mobility? Yeah, Mathland's Blessing. So we have 25% physical resistance, and we have the Ensorcelled Blades, whatever that is. I think I'm saying it right. Ensorcelled? Right? Pretty sure. Wait, there was I thought that was an island, and I was like, there was a battle that took place there? And then I realized it was just a peninsula there near Coron, and that makes a whole lot more sense. Okay, so we've got Mr. Toddy headed out to Albion. He has got some tough heroes with him. He should be able to provide a challenge to anybody. We have indeed ticked off Demon Slayer, which will help us. And then we've got Ancestral Grudge, which honestly, getting it stuck in, that's a pretty good one too. We'll take that. Rune of Grimnir would probably be good too. I don't expect a lot of missile fire from Chaos, but they could have a lot of horsemen or other irritating such units. So we'll keep an eye out for that. Don't see any other skill points on this turn. We do have a fair bit of money. The question is, should I be using it in any particular locations? We could upgrade the Castle Reichsguard, which would be cool. Got different buildings. Helmgart needs to be rebuilt because Grom somehow snuck through an absolute gauntlet of our enemies just to attack Helmgart and then not take it and then run away, which was an impressively bad string of decision making on the part of the AI. I mean, it is. They just never cease to amaze when it comes to making incredibly bad decisions. Elspeth was still, she was still moving out there. I need to go check her. I forgot to. She'd come up right behind a greenskin army, but I guess they saw us and took off running. That's unfortunate. Very unfortunate. What do you all think of Thrones of Decay? If you're watching right now and you have a moment, go down in the comments. Tell me what you think about Thrones of Decay. How did it stack up now that you've gotten to play it for a while? I'll tell you what I think here in just a moment, but you go ahead, take your moment to go put it in the comments. Don't let me skew you, and not that anybody would listen to me. I'm not sure why you would do that in the first place. We're gonna join his war. You know what? Why not? Why not? More war. Bring on the wars. But yeah, take a minute, get down in the comments, tell me what you think of Thrones of Decay. I'll go give you my thoughts on it right now. So if you don't want me to skew yours, pause the video, finish your comment, or just tell me to shut up. You know, whatever you want to do, whatever makes you feel better. It's up to you. I don't know where their army went, but we are going to go attack Birakvar because I'm angry at them not fighting me. So, Thrones of Decay. Obviously, it was a huge improvement from where we were at with, was it Shadows of Change? Was that the name of the last one? I forget. I think it was Shadows of Change was the name of the last one. Wow, this is a really pathetic battle. I was hoping this would be fun. The price was wrong on that one for everybody. I'm not surprised prices went up. Prices going up were not the main factor for me. It was really, I think, the lack of content for me, where the content we got was okay. It was fine. And I think that was really, if I had a big problem with price, that was it. It was that if the price is going to go up, fine, give me more content. CA basically came back, doubled the content. At that point, Shadows of Change is good to me, if that's what it's called. I could be calling it the wrong one. I get these confused. But you know the one I'm talking about that had the Jade Dragon and Mother of Stanky and the rest. So anyway, I felt like they came back and really added a lot to that, and that it put it in good shape. And then this one, on its release, they changed the pricing. You're able to buy just the faction you want, or you can buy them all in a bundle and get a slight discount. I thought that was a good change. That gives people options, and it also doesn't put the pressure on CA to necessarily just like cut their price in half. Like, I feel like that kind of helps meet a better middle road, and I felt like the content we got here, like the Gunnery School, is awesome. It is really a fun mechanic, and the Amethyst units are amazing. Elspeth's Dragon with its laser attack is like totally different than anything we've seen. The new units for the Empire are super fun. The Nemesis Crown was a cool add. Malachi and his thunder barges and the way his army worked. Look at this. These turds went underground and went running for our territory. What a bunch of buttholes. All right. Those jerks. All right, I'm gonna have to run over here real quick and counteract the fact that they ran away from me so that they could go to the small settlements. I'm telling you, somewhere like in code in this game somewhere is instructions to the AI. Ignore any potential strategic victory over your enemy and go for the unguardediest settlement. Like, it's some stupid command like that, and I cannot for the life of me figure out why, but it is what it is. We are going to get the Altdorf Griffites into this army, so then I'm going to grab a Knights of the Black Rose and a Knights of the Blazing Sun. So then we'll have a Knights of Moor, Knights of the Black Rose, Knights of Blazing Sun, Altdorf Griffites. I feel like that'll be like a cool like little load of knights here in this army. I think what might go cool with the knights here too would be a land ship, because yes. And so we'll get some land ships too, like knights and ships in the same army. I think so. Yes, I do. And I think that's going to be pretty entertaining. So we do have some more schematics, by the way, which is good news. Someone said we can get more schematics by fighting the Skaven. And I found that to be hilarious in a few ways. One, because the Skaven scheme, right? Aren't they always scheming, and it's schematics? Like, is that literally a play on that? Kind of like it's a joke. Or is it just more so because the Skaven do all their own little laboratory stuff too, and it's kind of like you're stealing their technology or something? Anyway, curious what the take was there, but I did find that to be at least a little bit funny, if true, which I'm assuming it is. Like, I'm assuming someone didn't just decide, you know what, I'm gonna give Air a random lie about schematics from the Skaven. But you know, I guess you never know. Weirder things have happened. I'm gonna do some upgrades on my buildings. All right, we got so many buildings to build. There is no end. Let's see. Elspeth is in her little spot. Let's check our movement orders. Toddy needs to move, and we are going to attack the Isle of Wights. We're going to take a little bit of attrition, unfortunately, on the Isle. But it looks like we should be able to conquer it. In fact, Conquara, or whatever it is going to actually be fairly habitable. So we might be able to make this one work as far as Isle of Wights goes, and we'll try and hold on to it. Kind of have like a cool kickoff point to kick off campaigns into the Chaos Waste. Well, no big surprise. They came after my unguarded settlement during the turn in. Shocker. I will give them credit, though. They actually took the settlement. That's a pretty vast improvement by standards of the AI. So bravo. Congratulations to them. They finally made at least a modicum of a decent decision there. We're going to go ahead and just take this settlement. I'm going to auto-resolve that one because it ain't much worth watching. Occupy. We have picked up some more schematics. We're up to 1,387. We're not going to be replenishing quickly, probably. I don't know. We're still actually getting pretty decent replenishment because we're in an unpleasant climate. But apparently our replen was just very fast to begin with, which not a total surprise at this point in the campaign. Let's go with piercing shots. And what else? No more skill points. It's going to run back through. All right. Carl's doing his night recruiting. This army is coming down here to counter the Savage Orc threat here. It's not a complete army yet, but it ought to be enough to challenge the Savage Orcs. Speaking of this army, we really need to get like, I'm thinking like a Jade Wizard would be fun in this army, and then we probably want an engineer hero as well, just because they're awesome. So speaking of that, let's recruit hero. Let's grab an engineer. Or hang on, do we have engineers? Tap that are just like wounded? I can't remember. Where would it show them? I think it would show them over here. That is an engineer lord, so we don't have one on tap, but the engineering lord would be cool. And someone was actually suggesting we just get rid of Volkmar and have the engineering lord in. In some ways, that makes a lot of sense. This would actually be a cool one right here. Yeah, let's do... Ooh, man, I don't know. That one's pretty good, too. This one gives a buff to all these mechanical units in the army, which would be fun, and we probably will have some of those. Let's do it. Why not? Let's have some fun. All right, here, engineer can come join this army. And then I'm trying to remember where we had the colleges of magic. Yeah, we got one over here at Drakenhof. So let's recruit over here. Battle Wizard from the Jade Order. You get a Monster Hunter or a Monster Tracker. I think Monster Tracker actually would be probably good for the extra movement range. You got a few skill points immediately on that wizard. Oh, sorry, join this army. All right, so there we go. We're gonna have the proper heroes for that army. Let's get our Jade Wizard. Let's do Scouting and Awakening of Wood. Okay, there we go. And we got a Garrison Lord not moved. That is Elspeth down here. We took over Barak Var. It's not a particularly hospitable climate, but I'm kind of sharing it with Dawi. And I'm the one getting these settlements here that give me trade goods. So I'm actually pretty okay with this. We need to put that back on our Empire Captain. Got some more schematics. We're up to about 1,400 schematics. Let's remind ourselves too, let's get into our gunnery school. We are trying to get to tier 4. I'm pretty sure the only thing left we have to do is build the gunnery school itself. We have upgraded our cannons. The only thing we haven't fully upgraded are volley guns and mortars and land ships. We could upgrade those. Let's go look at our Amethyst armory first, though. We could get another Amethyst Outrider unit, which would be a lot of fun. There's also the Amethyst Hellstorm battery that we haven't recruited a single one of yet, and I would very much enjoy doing that. We could also upgrade our Nuln Ironsides, or Amethyst Ironsides, sorry. Ooh, I'm gonna save up a few more schematics and come up with something fun. And I love that how over the campaign you're gonna just keep unlocking this fun stuff. Like, it just feels like a continual reward, which I think just goes along to show another reason why I actually really like Thrones of Decay. I feel like Elspeth and Malachi are just pure gold. I mean, if you're a fan of Nurgle, you all are going to have to tell me whether or not you think Tamarkan is good. I seriously haven't played Tamarkan. I got early access to the game. I've never played Tamarkan. It's not because I think CA did a terrible job. I just don't like Nurgle. Like, it's just not interesting to me in the least. I will probably play Tamarkan at some point just to see what it's like, but or maybe I did play a few turns with... No, I played a few turns with Epidemius. That's what it was. And that was like enough Nurgle for me for like 5 years. I just didn't need any more at that point. Why do I hate Nurgle so much? I don't know. I just do. All right, there we go. So yeah, anyway, I would love to hear what you all think. That's what I think. I think it was a huge improvement. I think that the numbers of players who are back in the game are kind of a real telltale sign that it was an improvement, because, and then they just overall sentiment in the player community is much better at the moment. I mean, just much better. So I feel like that it was definitely an improvement. I was very glad to see it. I hope that they can continue, not just take it here and kind of make it the same from here on out. Man, I really need a steam tank in this army, and I can't recruit them yet. We can only get them from the electric camp. Well, but in 3 turns we can, so we could go ahead and recruit one more unit. How about let's grab a land ship and a steam tank to kind of round this army out. So we'll get the land ship. It's going to take a long time to recruit, but that's okay, because then our steam tank will be ready at the same time. Then that army will be pretty well ready to go, and Toddy's waiting on his movement points. And we've got some more buildings. It's kind of pointing me towards back off in here. I'm going to upgrade settlements. I think it's going to cost me the most money, but if we can upgrade settlements, I'll start trying to work through some of those. Can we build that building at the mood? I think it's a level 3. Yeah, it's a level 3. But we could build this and get more growth in the mood. That would actually be okay. Let's actually just save our money. Spend it on the net. Well, we have an outpost. Who's the outpost with? Okay. We're not going to get much from these guys, but let's go ahead and build the outpost with them. Get that done so they'll quit pestering me about it, and let's end our turn. All right, Volkmar's army is within striking distance of the Bloody Hands here. Again, we don't have a full army, so a little bit of a risk here, but I think we can take them. We have some very strong tools. Let's go get them. If you like Outriders, then this is going to be the fight for you. We've got many units of them. Here comes a little bit of greenskin shenaniganery. I don't think it'll actually hurt us that bad, though. I have been hurt pretty badly by that spell in other situations. My steam tank is just out of range. Boy, they are really spamming that spell off, aren't they? I don't think it's going to really benefit them too much, and I'm going to pound them pretty good here. Oh, well, there's Amethyst Outriders. They actually do better against these larger groups, so we're going to hit those Savage Orc big ones. Remember, they are like a grenade launcher unit, essentially. There we go. Yeah! Look at it start to delete those Savage Orcs. We got to back up because those archers got us ranged. We don't have the best range with Outriders, but you do tremendous damage per second. And especially since we've made a lot of upgrades, and then remember that we have the disoriented contact effect. So let's see here. Oh gosh, they still keep shooting that crap at me. Well, let's just go in and give them some more. Let's move our Outriders back into range, which I think we would be in range, say like right here maybe. Let's pump some grenades into there too. They can't sit back here forever and take this kind of damage, so I do believe we're gonna get their attention. There we go. They hit me with something else there again too. I didn't. Maybe some kind of magic missile. Or no. It was the goblin rock lobbers shooting at me. Didn't realize that they were, but they are I'm going to back off with my Outriders. I think we've gotten their attention. They're headed our direction. We have our steam tank to intercept in melee. We've got Volkmar to intercept in melee. We do not want to have anything to do with the melee with our Outriders. And in fact, we will try and use our Knights of the Black Rose to stand in, and then we have a few infantry units as well. Our Citizens Mortar is going to open fire here. We are now in an excellent position. Our steam tank can tank the damage up front. We'll have a Jade Wizard to support that tank with here soon as well, which is going to make it wildly effective. Okay. Yeah, that Rock Lobber is still doing its thing. It's going to get a little bit of damage here and there, but I'm not particularly worried about it. Citizens Mortar, I'm actually going to start targeting archers. Let's see here. So our Outriders, they have pretty good archer range, actually. It's going to be enough to keep me at a distance, which is unfortunate because I'd really love to just unleash on these guys with my... I'm going to pull a spear unit over here and then get these Knights of the Black Rose ready to follow that up too. All right, there we go. So they are approaching. The Citizens Mortar, not doing a ton of damage so far, but it's starting its work. Sometimes takes them a little while to really fill that damage out. It's a Savage Orc unit right here that I... Oh, wow, those guys fired from a little bit beyond what their range looked like. I'll take it. Okay, let's charge, get into these Savage Orcs. I'm gonna back up with my Outriders. And I'm gonna bring my Knights of the Black Rose in to come crushing into the enemy. Let's bring our Sigmar Sons up here. Our Crazed Flagellants. Do a little Soul Fire. And then we're gonna drop some Banishment over here as well. All right, now we're in good shape. Now I'm gonna move the Outriders back up and try and open fire. All right, yeah, Citizens Mortar, we don't have to worry about any friendly fire, so let's target it in that blob, actually. And we are having good effect thus far. The Outriders are gonna move up and they're gonna start picking at whatever targets they can, like that Giant would be a good target. So I'm gonna start picking at him. Let's get a couple of Outriders started there. Let's maybe see if we can fire into this fight a little bit. Volkmar getting a little bit beat up here by the War Boss. That's not a super big surprise because War Bosses are tough. I mean, they're pretty tough units. So again, not a huge surprise. Knights of the Black Rose having no problem just delivering an absolute greenskin stomping. And we like that around here. All right, the Giant got hosed. Let's see. All of my Knights, the Black Rose units are doing well. One of them didn't get engaged. Let's actually go engage that War Boss with them. Volkmar is getting the absolute crap kicked out of himself over here. We're gonna have to just run off from that. We could shoot this guy. I mean, I'm not super surprised. Volkmar is not really meant to just sit around in a, you know, slobber knocker of a melee fight. He's more of a infantry buster. Look at the Knights of the Black Rose here. They do get a bonus versus infantry. Well, no, he counts as large. That's funny. He's on foot, but he counts as large. So I guess that would make the greenskins happy. That's the kind of thing they would want. But he's still getting hit on pretty bad by those Knights of the Black Rose. And I'm not surprised. They've got a pretty nice damage profile. It may not be armor piercing, but they deal some pretty potent weapon strength. And if it's an infantry unit, they're going to get that bonus. And then they pack a wallop of armor and really good attack and defense behind it. So it really makes it a versatile cavalry unit. Anyway, there we go. Good victory over the greenskins, and I'll see you on the map. Okay, well, that was a savage beatdown. We got a few schematics up the greenskins, I guess stealing their stuff. Got a Lich Bone pennant here, which is not amazing, but it does put magical attacks on, and that actually might be pretty cool on a Knights of the Black Rose, especially if they ended up against something ethereal, which I don't know how likely that is. Oh, we had a Razor Standard there too, which I needed to put on. We'll put that on one of our Knights of the Black Rose as well. Kind of make little cool individual units. Oh, we unlocked Theodore Bruckner. Awesome. I'm trying to remember, is he a lord or a legendary hero? Oh, I can never remember. Theodore Bruckner. I'm pretty sure he was a legendary hero, or was he a master engineer general? No, he's a hero. Right? Right? Wrong? Man, I don't remember. Oh, I don't have that recruiting building anymore. Or maybe you don't need it to recruit him anyway. Let's go to recruit hero, warrior priest. Where is Bruckner? I'm trying to remember. Hero, Theodore Bruckner. Or does he just come to us? Oh, yeah, never mind. He just recruits. My bad. My bad. I'm dumb. He was an engineer, or no. That's a different engineer. That's the one I already recruited. Okay, well, I'm still dumb, and we'll have to figure it out here in a minute. We'll figure out old Theodore. I'm trying to remember exactly where we get him at. Let's move Volkmar up there. I didn't see him in the Lord recruitment screen. General, Master Engineer. It's none of those. Not a general of the Empire. We don't have like a special legendary lord. Is it? We can recruit Empire captains here, so if he is an Empire captain... No. Did he auto-recruit to us? Yes, there we go. I finally figured it out. I may be dumb as a sack of rocks, but give me enough time and eventually I'll get there. All right, he recruited next to Elspeth. So he is a melee specialist, which I guess kind of makes him like an Empire captain, but not exactly. His damage profile is similar in some ways without having like the AP, but he's anti-infantry, and if we go look at his potential... Let's see, what kind of mounts this guy? Reaper. So he gets a Griffin mount. So that's going to make him very, very potent. And then let's look at some of the stuff here. So Fearsome Combatant is a passive that affects enemies, takes away Savage Soldier, Sundering attacks, and Frenzy. That's going to be insane. That's a really cool one too. A very nice area of effect debuff. Known Origins gives him a ward save, casualty replenishment rate for that hero. Oh, so he's going to be good with Demigryph Knights. Oh, maybe Reaper is a Demigryph Knight. Maybe it's not a flyer. Yeah, I think it's a knight, not a flyer. Okay, I was thinking a griffin. It's a Demigryph, I think, which means that he really needs to be in Karl's army, I think, if I'm seeing that right. But let me... Karl's got double battle wizards, and we just don't really need double battle wizards there.
Yes, my lord.
I've got Ulrika in that army. Toddy's got a wizard.
Who calls?
No, he doesn't. All right, Toddy doesn't have a wizard. All right, he's going to take one of the wizards. It's going to take a long time to get out to him, but let's begin that process. I'm going to start slowly moving that wizard this direction, and then we'll take Theodore. He's got a long walk back to Karl too, but that's where we're going to need him to fight. So we're going to take, not Elspeth, take Theodore Bruckner back here into Karl's army, because then we'll get the Griffites there. Makes me want to put another unit of Demigryphs in this army as well, which we very well might when it comes right down to it. So, all right, so we've got our heroes sent off to serve where he needs to serve. Let's take a look what we can build here real quick. We've got the salt. Gotta have the salt. And we'll get the dyes eventually. There is some enemy armies nearby. I wonder if we can kind of bait them by leaving this settlement looking like it's unguarded, because you know how the AI is with unguarded settlements. We'll lay an ambush here. Toddy can move on to Conquata, however you say that. Another uninteresting and unappetizing battle here, because Wulfric just can't get his crap together, apparently. So we're going to start to bring Albion under our control. Citadel of Lead is our last settlement here. We did get the special building, which gives us an extra control and income for all buildings in the local province. Now, that would be good because we can kind of offset the fact that this climate is unpleasant. It's going to hit us with an income penalty, a rather significant income penalty. It'll offset a little, not much. It'll offset a little as we go through it. And we'll see how it does ultimately. But I do want to hold Albion, regardless of the fact that it is rather inhospitable. Let's go with Lightning Strike for Boris.
I will marshal the men.
Let's get that rune, and let's get Sigmar's Ward here as well. Still got unassigned skill points. That is going to go to Volkmar. No surprise, he fought that big battle. They have given him some of his own skill points, some of which are going to be kind of useless to us, but I'm not super worried about resetting his skill points because we have, we've got plenty to do what we want. Strength. I'm going to go with strength if enabled if in melee, losing melee combat. That's kind of cool. And I guess we could go ahead and do that. Okay, now I think we have taken care of the skill points. We just have buildings to take care of at this point. Let's build up Fyldorf to a city. And let's build their defenses while we're at it. And let's go ahead and give them a little extra growth here, so that'll help Fyldorf. Did we finish building up Nuln? We did. So we can put new buildings in Nuln the next turn, and we need to continue recruiting in Karl's army. And then this one, we need the tank here soon, but I think we got to wait one more turn. We do have a new commandment available in Averland because we took it back. So let's go ahead and grab that one and end ourselves another turn. All right, so Elspeth gains the ambusher trait because we were laying there. It did not, unfortunately, dupe our enemies. It would have been nice, but we can at least go and wreck Stone Mine Tower. We have a lot of schematics at this point, so we're going to go spend them on something fun. Let's go ahead and just auto-resolve this one, and I'm just going to raise this because I can't occupy all these. So I'm just going to start tearing down their crap over here.
Von Draken.
And with Elspeth, let's go take a look at those schematics. Going to the Imperial Gunnery School. And I want to spend it in the Amethyst Armory because this is where all the fun happens in here. I think an Amethyst Hellstorm battery would be appropriate, would it not? Yes, it would. Let's grab us one of those. That's going to be an expensive purchase, but a purchase that we are happy to have nonetheless. All right, yeah, that'll do. All right, so we got us an Amethyst Hellstorm rocket battery. And our Empire Captain leveling up here. All right, we got much to do. Karl is going to need to continue his recruitment. I think about the units that we want here. We've got the Altdorf Griffites coming. I'm kind of thinking about getting one more Demigriff unit here because I just think it'll play well with Bruckner. That'll give him some cool knights to play with. We got the 2 land ships. I think we go ahead and take the Amethyst launcher in this army to go with the cannon. So we have some extreme power from range here. So really we just need kind of a front line in this army, and we could recruit it globally if we wanted to, though it's not showing me access to the global recruitment pool, is it? Oh, there it is up there. So we got global and we've got Reichland, so I want to start putting together some Null Ironsides. All right, we need 1 space for Bruckner, so that would make it 19. And then we need 1 space for the Altdorf Griffites. So that would pretty much be it. We're going to be knights, shot, heavy shot, not just shot. And we're going to have some Amethyst rockets in there as well. So that should be a very entertaining army. And then for this one, we just need the new steam tank here. But that is 1 turn away still, so they are still recruiting. Let's improve Wrecker's Point while we're here. Let's see, we can go take the Citadel of Lead. I was hoping for some more battles. We're not getting a lot of battles right now. Everybody's playing the Avoid Us game, and I can't say I blame him. I mean, when someone has this many guns and you're bringing a knife to a gunfight, probably not a great idea. All right, Volkmar is going to need to recruit more units as well, but we have the global recruitment queue pretty busy. And if I remember right, with his army, we wanted a lot of mobility, which we certainly have at this point. I think we just need to get rid of these infantry, put in a gun line, and probably get a cannon. And if I'm looking around here, we can recruit some of the stuff we need over at Castle Drakenhof, which includes Swartzhofen here. So we really just need to move over to Swartzhofen. So I'm going to go cross the river with Volkmar. And let's see here. Let's get with Scarred Veteran. No more skill points. We just have a little bit of money left to build here for some buildings. So we'll do that, and let's go ahead and build another outpost too, because we have that with the dwarves. Oh, I wonder if we could ever get a thunder barge. That would be hilarious. To add a thunder barge to our armies somehow. Maybe. We'll see if we ever get lucky. Another commandment available here out at Albion, and I do think control is going to be good. Growth could also be good here, because growth is probably... Yeah, it's slowed down some. And a construction cost reduction for building. I mean, honestly, that's pretty good. But the control is also nice, because this area is, again, inhospitable. All of those things would be useful. Right, there goes our battle wizard. He's going to go out through the port at Marienburg and make his way out to Albion. All right, the World Walkers are destroyed. That certainly doesn't upset me, and so are the Disciples of Hashut, so a couple of pieces of good news there. Always good to see that. And let's continue our destruction of the Bloody Hands. Actually, they are trying to sneak back around to my unguarded settlement, so let's go lay in wait for them and welcome them home whenever they arrive. We'll see whether we're able to welcome them. All right, Boris has completed taking of Albion, but he's going to have to stick around, I think, for a few turns at least and kind of stabilize things. Now, we could look for something to keep busy with in the meantime. There is an island down here with the Fell Cargo. If I force march, we can make it all the way to the Isle of Wights, and then we'll go to the island on the next turn and grab that. And then if one of those rogue armies will come close enough to us, we'll sink them as well. And Volkmar is in a position to do some recruiting now in Sylvania. So let's take a look at what's available to him here. Now, again, things that might be fun. I think we're going to get rid of the Sootzen's Mortar, although it is a cool unit. We really want the mobility here. So I think we're going to get a couple of War Wagon Mortars. The Black Lions would actually go really well in this army, but unfortunately I've got them busy somewhere else right now. So I guess we're not going to do that for the moment. We're going to need some gun line. I know that we are going mobility heavy, but that doesn't necessarily mean that I want to go all mobility. So I'm going to get rid of these non-gun units because it's heresy if we keep them. And we're going to have to go grab some precious Nuln Ironsides here, which you can't get enough Nuln Ironsides in your army, in my opinion. Oh, we need... Yeah, we're going to have one more slot open for a hero, and we'll kind of figure out the rest of this army there. Maybe another steamer or something like that. I don't know. We'll see. Or maybe a... Yeah, I don't know. I do think that the Black Lions would go exceptionally well in his army. I may move them out of Elspeth's army. Like, if I get another bunch of schematics and we get another Amethyst rocket battery, maybe we put that in here with Elspeth. And then take the Black Lions... Where are the Black Lions? I thought they were in this army. They are not. Who has the Black Lions? Is it this one up here? No, is it Boris? Must be Boris. Yeah, okay, Boris has the Lions. Yeah, I may move the Lions, though that would take some time, so we'll wait for now. I know there wasn't a ton of battles, and some of you would have loved to have seen more battles, but I mean, I can't force the AI to fight me, unfortunately. I wish I could. But I'm going to have to go ahead and end it for this episode, as I am out of time to record tonight. So I will see you all soon with some more action in the Nuln campaign with Elspeth Von Draken.